What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode. The next episode of The Long Dark, our Hunted playthrough. And hunted indeed we are. Let's go through some cabinets and see what we got inside of this place. We're actually in the home stretch here today. We're very, very, very close to a solid win. But it's largely going to depend how long we get trapped inside. The cabin fever is real in this challenge. It's very, very possible to get trapped inside. It seems like they dialed the weather up a little bit. And when the weather's not howling, the bear is out there. And so it's like 50-50 shot with like maybe 10% left over if you wanted to do a little bit of extra math. Don't worry, it adds up to 100. Don't question it. Basically every day there's like a 10-20% chance that you're going to be able to go outside and actually accomplish something. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting in the house for most of the day waiting for the blizzard or whatever to go away. Man, this house is barren. This house ain't got nothing going on. I just moved and this is exactly how my house is. I'm like, I'm hungry right now. I wonder what's in the cabinet. Oh, nothing. Just air. Cabinets full of air. And it's not because I'm broke or anything. It's seriously not. It's just because, like, I don't have anything that sounds good. Isn't that the problem to have, though? God, what a problem. You should be like, wait. Hold on. I'm over here starving in some third world country. And you're upset because there's nothing here that looks good? You got to be kidding me at the moment. You've got to be kidding me, man. I'm going to drink some Pepsis. Let's do it. We'll get ourselves slaked up. All right, so now that the tanks are running on full, I'm actually going to eat some of the canned goods, too. Yeah, use the can opener on the Pinnacle Peaches, and we'll eat that, too. I forgot to put on my scarf. I should probably do that. I don't know if we'll win today. It's not hard. I think we could do a coastal... We could pretty easily, actually, do a coastal highway run from here to the hunting lodge. I think we could actually make it if we wanted to give it a go. I think there's a possibility, but... yeah, that's fine. Granola bar right there. I think we could make it. I'm a little bit curious, like, when I get there, is it going to be like the golden gun from James Bond where it only has, like, one bullet and you got to nail the bear? Because the ballistics in this game drive me crazy. It's strange to me that I can hit stuff super far off in, like, Battlefield and, like, a bunch of other games. But for some reason in this game, I can't hit a deer at more than, like, 5 paces. I don't think there's anything inside of there. It's been one of my pet peeves, and I don't know what it is. They just feel weird. The bullet trajectory of this game just feels odd, and I can't explain exactly why. It just feels like the gun does not shoot where you point it for some reason over a certain distance. Is there anything actually, like, in there? I don't think so, but, like, how's our warmth looking? Oh, we're totally warm? Alright. Ooh, free hatchet. Yes, please. Alright, well, let's get the shit on out of here because we got stuff to accomplish. I don't think we should just be, like, hanging around. I think there was a bear out here, though, if I remember right. Pretty sure there was a bear out here somewhere, although I don't remember what house we're in either. I'm about to take a look around once we get here. Yes, we're in this place. Okay. Let's have a careful little look around. Oh, it's minus 15 right now. That'll be fun to play around with. Funsies. Minus 15 outside. I am going to use my sprint meter because I think this is the way out of the zone over on this side. I can't wait for storyline mode to come out for this game, by the way. I just want to thank all of you. I know that, like, this channel lights up like a Christmas tree. It lights up crazy style. It lights up like a witch's eye on solstice. Anyways, this place lights up. I got to keep it fair. I was doing all the different holidays. Lights up like a menorah doesn't really work, though, because menorahs aren't, like, super bright. Like, they're a little bit bright, but menorahs are more like holiday ambiance, you know what I mean? Whereas Christmas trees are like, look at what I got going on right now. Like, Christmas trees bring the thunder, whereas, like, the menorah, it's like mood lighting. Like, when you turn it on, you expect to hear Kenny G in the background. It's like, I don't even think that's a Kenny G song. I gave it my best, though. I gave it my all. Up the hill we go. Up the hill we go. If I can keep this sprint rocking, the only way this could go wrong is if the bear is on the path up here. That would be definitely a topic for consideration. It'd be problematic. I think this is the right way out of the zone. It's been a long time since I've actually left this zone and gone a different direction. I actually just realized that I'm not sure when the last time I actually left this zone was, because normally once I get to this zone, I picked this zone clean, I picked the Whaling Zone clean, I picked Timberwolf Mountain clean, but I centralize everything here, and I never go back to Mystery Lake once I've made it here because I've already picked everything off of Mystery Lake before I transition zones. And so it's kind of a weird thing for me. It's still minus 14, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on the right path because that little hut right there, that little portable, I'm really, really, really sure that you come across portables on your way into the zone. Are we really that cold? Minus 13 is like kind of cold, but it's not like ridiculous cold. It's cold, okay? I'll admit that it's cold, but it's not like some of that shit you hear where people are like, oh yeah, it was minus 47 today in like South Dakota or some shit. And you're like, oh my God, really? Why would you do that to yourself? I'd just be like, nah. The only thing I'm capable of Google searching right now is how the hell to get away from this weather. Nope. I just don't want to live here anymore. I give up. Nature wins. There's Pinnacle Peaches over there. Good. Anything else? Oh, there's a dead guy. Anybody want to pick through a dead guy? The dead guy's loot has been terrible in the challenges. So I think the dead guys have like a lower loot priority or something. How much would that suck, dude? You're like an asset in a video game, and then when you get assigned, you get like low priority. It's weak, man. It's real weak. I'd want to be like high priority loot. Like I want to be the guy in the shining armor that you find sitting on a throne with just like a skeleton inside the armor. I want to be that skeleton. If I got to be a loot node, I want to be that skeleton. So it looks like I went out like a boss. Whereas like if you go out like that guy, just like dead on a bunk bed, man. Dead on a bunk bed in a room that you share with like 90 other people. That's not the way to go out. I hear him. A lot of what happens next depends on whether he goes left or not. This is 100% a terrible idea, by the way. I am really, really aware of how stupid this is and how much I should not be doing it. You don't have to tell me. I know. Yeah, I don't see him. Time to book, though. I definitely hear him. That crunchy noise is his paws, and so he's dicking around here somewhere. We just got to get moving. I would prefer to have this one done by the end of today so that it's just all done and taken care of versus getting it done in like a 4-minute episode tomorrow. That shit seems like it would suck. Yeah, there he is right there, and we snuck right by him, her, whatever it is. Which bears are grumpier, the males or the females? I don't know how bear society works. I bet it's the males, especially if it's breeding season. Like, because male deer get really, really grumpy in mating season, like we're in the rutting season or whatever. They'll take your face off. They get kind of grumpy around that time. In general, if it's breeding season, just don't be around bucks with like 8 points and 10 points on their heads. It's just like, nah, I'm good. Got another storm rolling in. I'm really curious how far I can make it, though. Although, there is a point to be made that I think that if we go that way, I'm reasonably sure that there's no shelter once we go into the transition zone in between here and Mystery Lake. I don't think there's any buildings or anything that you're going to be able to get inside of. So that tunnel's clear. We've got 6 hours, though, and I'm not really enthused about spending the night here. We've got band-aids and stuff. Like, regardless of what happens, the bear really can't beat us at this point.
This stuff will come in handy.
Don't want it. What do I have what do I have on my hands right now? I've got new work gloves, so yeah, I really wouldn't mess around with that. So we got a down vest, a hoodie, a sweatshirt. With 4 layers on, I feel like we'd probably be okay, although we only have 2 layers on our legs. With 4 layers on, I feel like we'd be okay in like all but the worst of weather. Like, it's the kind of weather that, like, with 4 layers on, you have to cover your face, too. Another sweatshirt. If only I could just flip the sweatshirt upside down and wear it on my legs. That would be something worth doing. I don't know if I want to play this risky or not, but I think I'm gonna. Because why not spice up the series a little bit, make it a tad more intense? I think I'm gonna do it. We'll just go right now, and come what may, whatever happens, happens. I will accept the result. Got a rock right there. It looks like we got a dead guy up there to the left, too. That or a dead deer. Luckily, we don't really need any of the supplies that would give to us. So staying moving is in our best interest. We do have a bit of dry mouth. I'll remedy that once we get in and out of the weather. Although we have 2 degrees Celsius is what it feels like. So we're staying warm. Oh, -2. Never mind. Maybe it's because I had... Yep. It's because the wall was protecting me. If you have the opportunity to do so, I haven't really talked about it a whole lot in this series. But walking against walls when you're looking at the wind direction will take the temperature down by like 4 or 5 degrees a lot of the time. I'm sorry, take it up. I didn't mean to use confirm. I didn't want to use confusing words there, but it just came out strange. But yeah, it'll make the temperature go up by like 4 to 5 degrees, and that'll make it so that your warmth meter does not go down. And so if you're in one of those really, really tense situations where you're losing tons and tons and tons of your warmth, but you're only doing it by like a thread, and you've got a lot of traveling or whatever to do, that would be my recommendation for how you get around it. We got 6 hours of daylight left. If I can keep myself from getting too tired, I think we'll be all right. Although I am playing it very, very risky right now. Making it to Mystery Lake in our current condition is pretty unlikely, especially considering the fact that we're trying to run away from a bear. We may have to build a snow shelter and just kind of camp out for the night. I've always very much liked this zone. I've always felt like this is one of the best zones they ever designed in terms of being like iconic. This zone, I remember it for some reason because it's a train track zone. Nobody's supposed to be out here except for trains. And at the same time, like, everything is all destroyed and busted up. Well, don't make that noise. That's not a happy noise. Like, everything's all busted up. You've got this amazing viewpoint right here where you can see just everything for zones and zones and zones. They did a really great job with the design. The waterfall on your right, the creak of this thing as you walk over it, just like you're on a wooden roller coaster, man. On the wooden rolling coaster. Not a big roller coaster fan, actually. Me personally, there are some roller coasters that I like, but I find that too many roller coasters are too rough. Like, they're not affixed to the track properly, and so it just jerks you back and forth, and your head like knocks back and forth as you're going around curves and whatnot. I don't go on rides to get whiplash. If they're very, very smooth, like here in the Bay, we got a place called Marine World that everybody goes to, and they've got a ride there called Medusa. Very, very smooth ride. I enjoy that roller coaster because it's ridiculously smooth with the way you go around corners and everything, so there's no like jerking or whatever. It's still got super huge drops and giant loops and corkscrews and everything else, but it's smooth. Your head's not banging against the plastic thing on the side of the... Your head's not banging against the plastic protector thing on the side of the seat the whole time, whereas alternatively they got another ride there called Kong that's very, very rough. It's the opposite, where you just get like smacked all over the place when you're on. It's just your head banging off the sides the entire time. You know, we actually made that in a lot better time than I thought we would. We made that in a lot better time than I thought we would. Let me work on that thirst meter for a second. In fact, that'll work out great because that'll limit some of the weight that we have on us too. And it'll get our calories topped off, so that's great. Sounds good. I'm trying to stay away from sprinting right now because that's going to tap us out and make it so that we can't regenerate at the rate we need to regenerate. So this should take us into Mystery Lake. My guess is that from here the bear is going to be incredibly aggressive. Did they add this? No, they didn't add this. I remember this now. Kind of. There are other zones, too. There's the one that's behind the dam now. They put a zone in behind the dam where you can climb out the window when you go down into the dam. They added a bunch of zones, and I remember the first time I found that, I was so stoked because I thought it was a secret. I was like, oh my god! And it's a huge zone that's hidden inside of there. It's a massive zone. And so when I found it, I was like, oh my god, I just hit the jackpot. I mean, the best thing that it's for is rabbit hunting. It's a great place to hunt rabbits. Everything else is kind of meh. But there's tons and tons of rabbits down there that run around on the lake in that little zone. I forget the name of that zone, the one's behind the dam. Well, tiredness isn't an issue yet. I think if we stay on it for right now, we should be golden. Although some of that might depend on whether or not, yeah, the wind's gonna turn on us, so we're gonna start losing our status real fast. Just gotta make it to the zone edge. That's all that we need. Now this right here, as I recall, yeah, we gotta go down low. I remember there's a way across. Oof. How did I get torn clothing from, Alright, well, here. There you go. All fixed up. Like, I know I have all the status items right now, so we shouldn't have to worry about this. Building a snow shelter might be an option, too, given the way the weather's deciding to be very unpleasant. We got an energy bar right there. -5, we should be good for a bit. Ragged wool toque. Alright. We've looked at him and we've taken what we can. Like, a place like this would be great for a shelter, aside from the fact that the bear will be around. And so I'm trying to find a place where I can zone out if he's next to me when I wake up in the morning. And, like, come back, basically. This zone was larger than I remembered. I thought this zone was a lot smaller. I'm going to try and stay out of the wind for right now. It's too bad the wind doesn't work, like, long distance. Like, if you walk behind a tree like this, so the wind is coming at us, but there's a tree in front of us, it's unfortunate it doesn't work that way. I may be able to get there faster by walking against this side right here. I'd prefer not to sleep down in the dam if I can manage it, simply based on the fact that there tend to be wolves and things in there. And it's a bit too much for right now. Stay close to a wall. Almost up and out of here. Almost. But as my old man used to say, almost isn't. So, anytime you gave him an excuse, he'd be like, yeah, I didn't mow the lawn because, you know, I had to do this thing and I almost skipped it. And he'd be like, yeah, well, almost isn't. Did you mow the lawn? I almost did. Well, why didn't you all the way do it? Because life is hard, and I don't know, because mowing the lawn blows when it's 107 degrees outside? I don't know. It's like 80% humidity, like 105 degrees. Who would want to mow the lawn in that situation? Can't we wait till, like, a day when it's not blisteringly hot? Nope, needs to be done on Fridays. The rigidity of my family unit. The rigidity of units. Hooray, units! Come on, give me something to work with here. Now we need to get up on that bridge. Don't go around. Sometimes it's easy to feel trapped into going around. It's not going to help. Don't go around. Man, the wind is not playing with us right now. The wind is done with our bullshit. So what I'd like to do here, we do have enough tiredness to potentially make it, as long as I stay walking. However, there's going to be a bunch of wolves in the way. There's going to be some other problems. And really the big question becomes, do I go after the Hunter's Lodge now? Or do I wait? Because we're kind of on that side of the map right now. I love that silence. The game did a really good job of capturing that silence of what happens when you're out in a storm and then you come inside and you hear the storm break, and it's just like hella quiet indoors with like the creaking of the house and like the battering of the windows. reload that thing. Give me a flare, please. I'm gonna light it. We're gonna keep moving. Basically, I just don't want to mess with wolves right now. If we could avoid it, I would very much prefer it. So the Hunter's Lodge is going to be kind of in that direction in the corner of the map. I don't know if we're going to make it today. We could make a pretty solid attempt. That would take us to the lumber camp right there. We could camp out in the lumber camp for the night. We could go for the win. That seems doable. Although finding my way to the Hunter's Lodge from the lumber camp, I'm normally a little bit sketchy about that. I'm not very good at it. I can find my way to the Hunter's Lodge every single time from the ski lodge over there or from the corner of the map, but this is the closest shelter, I suppose. Let's keep our eyes open and hope that we don't run into any furry friends here. And there should be a gaggle of portables over here that will be of use. The only downshot is that the more time we spend in this zone, the better the chances that the bear catches up with us. Now, we made really, really good time today, but I get the feeling it's probably just going to teleport back in when it wants us and when it needs us. Bears are needy. They're very, very clingy. Animals that are to be kept at arm's length mostly, but Well, shit. I'm going to go inside and rest. I think what I'll do is I'll more than likely stop right here. We're very, very close to the victory, but it's possible that we'll get trapped inside the house for a day or two if the bear decides to show up at an inopportune moment. So this is the spot where we're going to rest for tonight. This is the Long Dark. If you like the game, get it down below. Obviously, I always have a download link for you. Let me know what you think. If after this you want to see me do the Nomad Challenge or really any of the other challenges, by all means, let me know which ones you'd like to see, and I will do my best to continue forward and do them. All right? Bye, everybody.